Merci beaucoup. Vous nous ouvrez des horizons.
Thank you. You're opening new horizons for us for a new whole day of discussions. We will take a few minutes. Since there are too many speakers, we cannot have a discussion among the panelists. I would like to seize this opportunity to give 2 minutes to Mr. Hubert Vedrin to comment on what we heard, and then I will ask Mr. François Barrault to speak because he was very brief. Thank you. I'm going to go back to the issue that launched the debate. Westerners and a lot of a globalized elite around the world really thought after the end of the Soviet Union that we built a new world order. For evident reasons, this is not true. It is threatened, it is fragile. During this session, we conclude that we cannot re-establish a new world order unless we make 2 compromises. First, we need a compromise between Westerners and emerging stakeholders. Russia, which is not an emerging country, but it is a stakeholder. Without this compromise, it will not work. It is not sufficient to remind ourselves of the 1945 UN Charter with its beautiful preamble, and it's not enough to think of the 90s. This cannot be done with the United States that may not seek to play this role, while President Bush father spoke about a new world order under the enlightened guidance of the United States. If there's no sheriff, how will this happen? This is the first compromise. This is indispensable. The second compromise is a compromise for Western elites and Western peoples. If the elites in the West do not accept the idea that it is not strange or abnormal that peoples want to preserve a certain level of sovereignty, of identity, they wish security and do not want to be the losers of globalization, it will not work. This specifically applies to Europe, specifically to Europe. The European project today is threatened, not because of the economic situation, but not because of the provocation of Putin or the incoming flow of refugees. There are skepticals, there are anti-Europeans, there are disappointed people, there are allergic people, up to 70 to 80%. This is the emergency here. This is a point of importance. Even somebody like Schäuble, who is one of the last people who believed in the French-German couple, says it is really difficult not to take into account the people. It is a pressing emergency. Otherwise, the system and the project, the European project, is threatened. Briefly said, I believe globalization powers and forces who have made a lot of progress and trauma at the same time should be less brutal, more patient, more attentive, and more humanitarian. An amazing objective that will not necessarily be easy to attend, or rather to reach. We have to assuage globalization and try to make the most out of it. And we have to mitigate its risks. Mr. Sir, you have the floor. This is what we did in our Swiss colloquium. One of the main powers of globalization is religion, because it is the basis of all cultures. This is history. Today, religions have to converse and discuss. This is easy. All the representatives of different religions have to agree over defending human dignity, liberties and freedoms, human rights. And this is possible because it's difficult that religions agree on issues of God and different attributes of God and different interpretations of God. I think as long as they focus on peace, human dignity, and human rights, they can work together, and their joint work is necessary because the essence of religion is peace and justice. Thank you.
Merci.